I Rasta. You don't like Rasta? Ready? Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Mr. Moyo, good morning, sir. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Happy Ash Wednesday as well. A colleague just said if you are single, happy Ash Wednesday. But if you're in a relationship, happy Valentine's Day. Let us know in the chat box which group you belong to. Ash Wednesday or Valentine's Day. Hey, God. Ash Wednesday or Valentine's Day. Let us know, people. All of the above. All right. Okay, so we should use today to spread love, everybody. Spread love to Ash Wednesday. Oh, Mr. Oladipo. Oh, Mr. Moyo. Oh. Let's use today to spread love regardless. But spread love responsibly so that we'll not be buying Pampers by November. Amen? Amen. Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Okwe. Good morning. Okay, let's get started. As usual, from the XY, going to wait a bit because this network wants to. Before we proceed, guys, could you please send the link to this TDA to your friends, your family, and other traders you know who would find this really helpful? We already know this TDA is free, so it's only right that as much people as possible are able to fully maximize this opportunity. Mr. Ekpa, let me know when you're ready so I can join you on this evangelism ministry. So kindly take 30 seconds to spread the link to this TDA to have as much people be a part of it as possible. We're going to wait for like 30 seconds for you guys to do that before we proceed. The link is in the chat box, so please kindly send the link to people you know would find it helpful so that we can fully get into today's business. Simply vfthub.link/TDA. Okay, so I'm going to believe everybody is doing that right now. The network is kind of slow, so we're going to have to wait for this guy to refresh. All right, so on the XY weekly time frame, sorry, Nigerian network, we're working on that though. We're going to get a very stable network so we stop having issues like this. Okay, so what do we see on the weekly time frame? Currently on the XY, we are currently bullish following our most recent price action price movement, we still this swing is still very much valid. You see that the buy that has been happening so far is from the 78.6 level of this fib of this swing. So we see that this the XY has been buying all the way from here, and it is still very much in play, right? So where do we think the XY is going to next? It just might be coming here to take out this level, and then eventually trade into this fair value gap we have all the way up here. So there's a fair value gap we're looking at right here. This is most likely where the XY is going to trade into before it starts to sell. But now we're heavily bullish on the weekly time frame. On the daily time frame, we still see our consecutive higher highs and higher lows, right? This guy is still buying all the way. But if you look on the left side, you notice this fair value gap that has been printed here. So it's important we take note of that as well. We're going to draw it to see if price breaks above this level or reacts from the fair value gap and starts to sell. Regardless, we expect the XY to start to sell from the point where it is. Because we're looking at 4-hour time frame, the CPI news that came out yesterday went up with so much momentum and it has to breathe. It's normal price action. The market doesn't just keep creating highs. It must come back to create a low, right? So for fibbing this swing from point A to point B, we're looking at price coming to form a point C around 50 to 61.8% fib level. So I'm going to mark our POI, and by POI, I mean point of interest for those of us who are not really familiar with this trading term. So these are POI on the XY. We expect the XY to trade into the 50 or 61.8% fib level for it to continue buying, right? But if price breaks below this level and breaks out of this swing, then where is the XY most likely going to? Look at this side again. We see another fair value gap here that could also just continue pushing the XY to the upside. Regardless, we are only interested in trading according to the trend. Unless for some of us here, we are already very familiar with the market, so we are very flexible. We're able to be flexible to buy, sell when the market is doing its thing. But for you, who is not really familiar, just wait to trade along with the trend so that you'll not come and be explaining tire, right? So these are POI on the XY. If you look at the 1-hour time frame for, I don't know if you're familiar with this entry method on this level, but we already see some sort of bearish engulfing candle right here. Price already broke below it as well. You see price already broke below it, right? So on 3, not like we trade the XY, but if you go on the 3-minute time frame, this sell, if we were going to trade it, we could have entered from this variation pattern that was formed here. But regardless, we know where our POI is on the XY. So we are still bullish. Price is going to sell to eventually buy. Now let's go ahead to look at AUD USD. Starting from the weekly time frame as usual. So what do you see? The moment you open your weekly time frame charts on AUD USD, you can clearly see that this guy is bearish. This guy is clearly bearish, right? Okay, so what do? You can fib your most recent swing. Fib your most recent swing to see. Our most recent swing here is still a buy. It's still a buy. So we're not going to do that because we know our trend is clearly down. Now, this is where I don't want to go into major and minor structures because that can be a bit conflicting for those of us who are not familiar with terms like this. But those who are, you can tell that this is our major structure swing. And these guys that have been here, this bullish structure we're seeing to the upside is only a minor structure. If you zoom in, you'll see that price took out this level where it had been rotating around for long. It finally broke below it, right? Trend is down. Where next? Where do we see AUD USD going to next? We're going to draw our next where we think AUD is going to next, which is right here on the weekly time frame. So if this guy continues to sell, this is the next level where it is going to sell to. So can I get in mouse, please? Sorry, I'm sort of having issues with the mouse pad. Thank you. Okay. So this is what we see AUD/USD going to next, if you respect our structure to the downside. On the daily time frame, it's clear, consecutive lower lows and lower highs, right? Now, if you look below this level, which you have right here, you see that a lot of liquidity. There's a lot of stop losses ranging around here. So the probability of price going to clear all of these stop losses here is very high. This is the next point we think price is coming to. On the daily time frame, you can adjust this to bring you here to the next swing, which is the next low, right? So this is where we see AUD/USD coming to on the daily time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, we still have our lower lows, lower highs. What do? Let's flip our swing. So what do we expect AUD/USD to do? We want AUD/USD, not want, we expect AUD/USD to buy to a premium level for us to continue selling. Where's our premium level? Between 61.80 to 50.00% level, right? So these are POI for the AUD/USD. We're going to wait till price gets to this level before we continue selling AUD/USD to the downside. For those of us who are in our signal groups, our VIP groups, where we give you our exact entry and exit points. Once price gets to these levels and I see what needs to be seen, I am going to give the entry on that group chat so that you can sell AUD/USD alongside me today, right? But if price doesn't respect this level and breaks above it, then we would reanalyze to see what's going on. Mind you, we have a fair value gap price above here, which could bring price all the way right here before it continues selling. So this is why we're not going to just set a pending order around this level, because we expect price to sell from here. There are still consecutive structures we need to see on time frames like the 1 hour before that's for me, before I continue selling to the downside. So if I see that formed, I am going to send my entry and exit point on that group chat. If not, we're going to wait to see what AUD/USD does before it continues to either sell or change structure to start buying, right? So if you're not part of that group chat, this is a good time to take advantage of that. Simply fund your OctaFX account with $100, a minimum of $100. That's recommended because that would help you really maximize these trade calls that we give in that group chat. If you're putting a little capital, it's not really going to do much. I mean, it could serve as confidence for you to see that what we give really play out. But if you really want to benefit from this market and the trade calls that we give, we recommend you fund at least $100, right? So yeah, this is our POI for AUD/USD. The guys in that group chat will get the exact entry and exit points on AUD when it forms. NZD/USD moves almost exactly as AUD/USD does. If you're looking at the weekly time frame as well, right? So we're clearly down. Minor structure is to the upside. Price has broken this level here, which is very similar to what it was doing on AUD/USD. Where do we think NZD/USD is going to next? This is our next point of interest on the weekly time frame. This is our next point of interest, right? Let's check daily time frame now. Still see consecutive lower lows, lower highs, structure broken. On the daily time frame, this is our next POI. Not POI, where NZD/USD is going to next. Just be right here. You also see this fair value gap. I'm going to mark it up. There's a fair value gap here that could send AUD/USD to the upside. But regardless, remember, we only trade alongside the trend. So for now, we're going to keep selling NZD/USD till it gets to these levels. And then we can now wait to see what price does before we either continue to keep selling or reanalyze to see if we're going to start buying, right? 4-hour time frame, what do? Mark our most recent swing, point A to point B. If you notice, I'm not dragging it to the weeks. Let me give you this trick I like to use. I think I've mentioned it here before. I always switch to my line chart so that I'm able to catch the candlesticks and not the wicks. This makes it more precise for me. Go back to candlesticks now. So this is our point A to point B. Where is our POI on NZD/USD? 61.8 to 50% fib level. This is where we expect price to trade into before we continue to sell NZD/USD to the downside. Same thing on the 2-hour time frame. So like I said earlier, when our trade signature forms, I am going to send the entry and the exit points for NZUSD only for those who are in the VIP group. So again, once again, endeavor to join that group. It's really helpful. I think yesterday we sent over 10 trade calls on that group chat. It was just flowing back to back, and I was just smiling. Those who are in the group can testify. So yeah, I advise you really do that. So we have it marked, the XY is bullish, NZD and AUD/USD are also bearish. Currently, we've marked our POIs and we're waiting for price to get to those levels. When price gets to those levels, we are going to sell AUD/USD. All things being equal. By all things being equal, I mean our exact signatures are formed. If they are formed, we are writing them down. If not, we are going to reanalyze. Regardless, you will get the trade call in that group chat if they get formed. All right, so any questions so far, guys? Any questions so far? Let me know if you have questions before I hand over to my colleague. If it was clear enough, please let me know in the chat box. If you need me to go over it again, I'll do that quickly as possible so that my colleague can come and do gold. And so let me know if you have questions. All right, Mr. Moyo. Thank you. Anyone else? Clear enough. All right. All right. So thank you for your attention. How can I join the VIP group? It's simple, right? The first, we're going to send you a link to the chat box. You're going to register with OctaFX using the link provided. Once you do that, you'll fund your account with a minimum of $100 recommended. It can always be lower than that, but we recommend you fund it with $100 so that your trades are going to be worth it, right? You can't be entering a trade on when it's not synthetic indices. You want to have an average capital so that you can really maximize it. So fund your account with $100. Send us the proof that you've registered and you funded your account using the link provided. We will confirm on the back end. Once that is confirmed, we will add you to the VIP group and you'll start getting our trade calls. The link has been sent here and the steps as well. Pretty straightforward. It's just 3 steps. 1, click the link, register to open your account. 3, fund your account. Okay, let's say 4. 4, send the proof to our Telegram handle and we are going to confirm and get you onboarded. I think somebody else said something here. Funding the OctaFX account, it is open till next week, whenever you are ready. It is open till next week, Mr. Jonathan. So when you're ready, right? So yeah, I think there are new messages. For MMA, I don't have up to $100. Right, it is not a must that you fund $100, right? It is recommended. So if you don't have up to $100, fund what you have. We will still add you up to the group chat. And we only say recommended because it only makes sense that you are able to use that capital to make substantial amounts in return, right? So it's not a compulsory thing. I don't even know what MMA. Okay, what does MMA mean first of all? What's up if you already have an account with OctaFX? Simple. You would text your support team, right? Send a message to your support team and tell them that you want to change your your IB link to the IB link provided. So sorry about that. So simple, text your support team on OctaFX, tell them you would like to change your IB link. You provide the IB link we give to you. Once you do that, they will change it as fast as possible. Their support team is really, really fast, if I do say so myself. It takes less than 3 minutes to get all of this sorted. So that's it. Oh, all right, Mr. Kevin. All right, I understand now. All right, so any more questions regarding that? I think I've answered you, Miss Vivian, Mrs. Vivian, I don't know. Vivian, did I refer to you as Vivian? Okay, all right. So with that being said, my colleague will come take over from here so we can jump into the next analysis for the day.
All right, good morning, everyone. Good morning once again. You are welcome back to today's TDA. Welcome back. Thank you. Back. Happy Ash Wednesday. My joy is giving you joy. Then we are both joyous because it's Ash Wednesday. Yes. No, there's nothing Valentine to. It's Ash Wednesday. That's what I'm putting on Ash. All right, all right. Yeah. So moving forward this morning, we'll be analyzing our gold today. Great. Please, if you can see my screen, just let me know if you can see my screen. Let me know you can. All right, can you see my screen now? Yes, all right, Mrs. Vivian, if you already have an account with OctaFS, all you need to do is just send a message to their support and tell them you want to change your IB link, right? Tell them you want to change your IB link. Yes, just let them know you want to change your IB link, then that's it. We move from there. All right. Now on gold, for those who are on the premium group, where we shared all those our specific entry yesterday, gold, yesterday morning, immediately after the TDA, gold gives a kind of slight entry, and we try, giving it a shot, it flogged us. But the second move was a massive one. All right. Yes. Yes. So the second move was a massive one where we've actually been looking to sell gold since yesterday. But prior to the CPI, just, give it another shot, and that delivered. CPI did over about 400 pips yesterday. And that's gold move for you. That's gold move for you. So that is how it moves. So let's just take a quick preview of what is really happening on gold. Yesterday, we saw a massive sell during CPI, at the release of the CPI data, and that was around this place. I sold around 2030, yes, when this I was taken out. Yes, so, and SL was around 2035. So just get this, and the POI for the take profit was below here. 2018, yes, 2018 was where my POI was. So just catch this, and it's a good Ash Wednesday, even when it was on Tuesday. All right. Now, moving forward today on the daily time frame for gold, there's still a level, as Abby already explained, on the DSY, where we see DSY going to, but there is a little level where when DSY gets to that place, we are going to see some reaction, and that is going to give this confirmation move that we want to see on gold now. Now, let's see on the daily time frame. Please, sorry, it's the network. The network is ash today. All right, it's back. All right. So this is it. This is where we'll, from our markup. Sorry about that. It's the network. The network had some little issue. Sorry about that. And right now we can see, let me share my screen again. Now you can all see now, this is it. Now from this level, we already analyzed this. If you're on our mailing list, for our prediction for the week, we expect gold to sell all the way into this daily order block, and that is where it is right now. You can see it here, that daily order block. That was where we were expecting gold to sell into, and CPI delivered that yesterday. However, gold has not really tapped into that buy region, and I'm going to show you where we are expecting that buy to come up. You're going to see that here. Can you see my screen now? Please let me know if you can see my screen. Please let me know if you can see my screen. I see someone saying, can't see my screen. Let me know. Can you see it now? Oh, I'm disconnected from the meeting. No, I'm disconnected. Yeah. Yeah, so sorry, please. We're working on we have some little technical glitch, and that's why we're trying to connect back, trying to bring back my screen. All right. I believe you can see me now. You can see my screen. Please enable my screen. All right, welcome back. So sorry about that. It's just the network. All right. Now, this is where we were expecting gold to sell all the way into this daily order block now. This is it. This is the daily order block, and let's see it on the 4-hour time frame, because it hasn't really gotten to that level on the 4-hour time frame. I'm going to show us on the 4-hour time frame now. We are going to see what exactly is happening there. Now, look at this on the 4-hour time frame. You're going to see there is one, look at this order block here. That is exactly where price intends to tap into. Can you see it here? So this is that region where we still expect price to tap into. This is the region where we still expect price to tap into. You can see it here, this other block below here. That is where we expect price to tap into. And looking at it again, we can see some schematic here too on the higher time frame. I think we can all see that. Let me zoom out in. You are going to see what I'm seeing here now. All right, look at it. This is a shoulder. Can you see it now? This is a sweep. Can you see the sweep of liquidity? Can you see the sweep of liquidity below here? Can you see it? This where I mark at this other block, That's a sweep of this liquidity here, and we can see the forceful break. So we are expecting price to come all the way into this shoulder. Now there is a lot of confluence around this level. This is the shoulder. Can you see it? That's the shoulder, also correlating with an order block. And this is it here. Just extend it here. So I am still of the opinion that gold will still sell all the way into this level. And when it gets to that level, then we can look for opportunity to buy. And if you take your buy from that level, your SL will just be 30 pips or 34 pips. Yes, I already mark it on my system, is like 35 pips. So when you put it that way, 35 pips, just take your 1:5 or 1:6 and follow it all the way to the top. So this is the region that is around 1980. Yes, 1980 zone, 1980, 1981 zone. That's where we're expecting gold to still sell into. So it's still 100 pips away. You see it now. So if you see any sell opportunity currently now, but let's see what is going on currently. If we see any sell opportunity right now, what we are seeing in the market right now is what most people call a bearish flag. Can you see it now? Meaning it still have high tendency of breaking all the way to the downside, and that is what we are going to be seeing on gold today. So instead, if you see any entry for a sell using that our schematic, remember the shoulder for a sell. How does that sell schematic look like? This is it. You're going to see something like this. You see another one this way. See another one this way, sweep. Then you see another one all the way to the downside. And this is it. So when price comes back here, then you follow it here. It comes to this zone, then you follow it all the way to the downside. So this will be your entry. This E will be your entry for a sell. You see it now? A, B, C for the sweep. D broke the level to the downside. And when price comes here, you follow it all the way to the downside. So if you see any schematic like this on your lower time frame for a sell, you can easily follow it to the downside. Where are we targeting? And that will be somewhere below here will be our target. You see it here, the low here will be our target. And that's about 100 pips. Yes, that's about 100 pips. You get the point now. But when price gets to this zone, that is a clean buy zone, and you don't want to start selling around that side. So when price gets to that zone, you look forward to a buy opportunity. Does that make sense now? So that is that on gold. Now, if you look at it also on the 15-minute time frame, everything on the 15-minute time frame is still showing us that we are still very much bearish. Can you see it now? All the way to the downside, and it's still going to clear more lows to the downside. All right. So that is what is going on gold right now. So let's take a look at, all right, this is a very clean entry this morning. Can you see this? This is a sweep of this liquidity here and forceful break to the downside. Price came all the way into that shoulder. You've entered here, then that will have been around 30 pips delivery to the downside. So that's a very great move to the downside. So if you see something like this again, you may want to, sell to the downside. Where are we targeting? We are targeting 1980. 1980, 1981 is the TP if you see any schematic this way. All right, so let's go straight to our yen basket. Now, looking at the yen basket, we've seen yen basket, did what we expect it to do, which is it clears this low, and that was what we see all the way yesterday and even on Monday. So today, like we said in the mail sent, that we are still looking like very much bullish for yen basket, and this may be the beginning of the up move. However, if you want to see that, wait and see clear break of market structure on your lower time frame, which is from 1 hour time frame. Now, on 1 hour time frame, we are seeing something like that right now. On 1 hour time frame, we are seeing something like that, but structure has not really been taken out. Let's wait and see price take out this level. When price takes out this level, then we resume our trend. However, if you look at GJ, what is GJ telling us this morning? We can see GJ is kind of breaking structure to the downside, and this is on the 1 hour time frame. We've seen this happen on the 1 hour time frame. So what do we expect to now see clearly on GJ? Let's take a look at 15 minutes to see where exactly are we heading to on GJ. Now on GJ, if you look at it on the 15-minute time frame, you can see a clear break. This is a sweep. This is a clear break. And where are we going to be looking at if we truly want to short it again? Let's see if price clear this liquidity to the downside, then we can see price pull back again to this level. You may want to short it around this shoulder here, somewhere around this level. Can you see it? So somewhere around this level, you may want to look at shorting GJ somewhere around this level. Now, when GJ gets back to this place, you may short it, then your SL will be a bit above, just above this eye here, just above this eye. So you are going to get all this value when you join us in Trade Life with VFG, where we give our traders, our active traders, a clear, entry. As we are trading here, you also trade side by side with us, and the only way you can do that is when you register, you create account with our preferred broker, which is Opta FS, is our preferred broker. Or that is all you need to do for me now, and that's what I want you to do for me. Just go straight to Opta FS. The link will be shared in the chat box now. Get the link in the chat box, follow it up. You are going to see Opta FS. Go and click on that link, open the account, fund it with a minimum of $100 so that you have enough to trade. When you fund it with a minimum of $100, then you begin to trade live together. We trade with every of our traders here on the floor, and that is what we really need you to do. Just do that and let's move. Let's enjoy this market together. All those moves. Yesterday, everyone who traded with us yesterday, you got value for it. And remember, the goal is not just to what is the essence of trading without withdrawal. So the goal is let's trade during the week. On Friday, let's paint everywhere blue, like withdraw what you've made in the course of the week. And that is why we're advising have at least $100 in your account. And by the end of the week, we should be able to have something we are going to take out of the market. Does that make sense now? All right. So if there's any question, let me quickly take, if there's any question, let me take your questions. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody.
Morning, sir.
Morning, Lekon. Great job, great analysis. Your GBP JPY, right? I'm looking at your GBP JPY, the markup, and I'm seeing another shoulder at around 5 p.m. yesterday. 5 p.m. yesterday. Yeah, there. That's the shoulder I would look at. Why would I look at that shoulder? Because there was a clear move to the upside, right? It's a wider sweep, right? And there's a flip zone above it. So that will be my shoulder. You can mark it. You can mark it because the pip distance is much. Now, this just lets you know, guys, that when it comes to trading, understand the principles. Trading is not like a traffic light, red, yellow, green, or red, amber, green. No, that's not how trading works. Understand the principles and use them to tell a story. What's the principle of this box strategy or SSS? Is a shoulder, is a sweep. A shoulder, a sweep, then a return. Shoulder, a sweep that breaks structure, and a return to inefficiency. That's the concept. So for me, why am I choosing that level above? is because there's a flip zone there. So where I marked is my own shoulder. The move to the upside is my sweep. Then it formed resistance. Throughout that shoulder, there was a resistance level. That shoulder was broken, and that shoulder should have become previous resistance becoming support for a move up. Do you agree with me, Lekon?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that one failed. That move up failed. Then that's where we now had that massive break of structure to the downside that also broke the liquidity sweep origin. So that's why I'm choosing that level. If you notice, there is also a reclaimed order block there, right there, around 8 a.m. Around 8 a.m., if I'm not mistaken, on Wednesday, today, Valentine's Day, around 8 a.m. Do you see that last order block? Right there, exactly. That green, red, green.
Yeah.
That's the order block that should have taken price up, but it didn't. So that order block failed and it was reclaimed. So that is where I will now take my actual trade from, because price may not get to 189.80. So now, based on this analysis, some of you now will be asking and say, okay, where will we take our trade from? This kind of thing, divide your original lot size by 2. If you normally trade with one standard, trade with 0.5. 0.5 for the first level, then 0.5 for Lacon's level. If you normally trade with 0.1, trade with 0.05. I hope this has been helpful for somebody. Somebody is saying we should look at USD CHF. Sometimes when you say we should look at something, I used to wonder, is it that you're already in a trade and you're in a drawdown and you want us to look at that pair to know whether you should close or know whether you should hold? Because if you're not in a trade and they tell you, oh, we've analyzed GBP JPY, oh, we've analyzed GBP USD, oh, we've analyzed gold, and we show you the entry levels, then you're now going to say, what of this currency? Tell the truth, you are in a drawdown. That's the question I want to ask this person that asked the question. Are you in a drawdown? Let's know, because sometimes it's not analysis, it's for you to just close your trade and take your loss. So, Amusho, okay, no, sir, no drawdown. All right, let's analyze USD CHF for him, please, quickly. Since that's one of the, so that's the pair you always trade. As always, you know that USD CHF is negatively correlated to Euro USD. So usually it will do the opposite of what Euro USD is doing. All right. Today's TDA is long. Today's TDA is long. Quick tip from what I'm seeing, the markets, because of yesterday's move, there's going to be a lot of pullbacks and rebalancing. There is a lot of imbalance across many pairs. Those of you who trade with value flow models, you understand what I'm saying. There's a lot of imbalance across many pairs. All right, let's start from the daily. Let's start from the daily and just quickly do a rundown. What am I looking for? I'm looking for external liquidity. I'm looking for internal liquidity. What does that mean? I'm looking for the highs and the lows, and I'm looking for the fair value gaps. All right, so the most recent swing high has just been taken out. That has been taken out. That was formed in December. We've taken out that one, and we've taken out the second one. There, yes. And so external liquidity has been taken. It's now looking like it wants to go and grab a fair value gap. A fair value gap. Remember, I told you that's what price is targeting. Price is targeting daily highs and lows, and price is targeting fair value gaps. So that's where price is going. Now, based on this, when price taps into that level, what am I seeing? I'm seeing a failed order block right there. November, exactly. That's my failed order block there. And that can become a flip zone. I'm seeing another failed order block after it, a few days after it, around exactly there. No, not there, below, the week. around the 10th of November, exactly. That rejection was supposed to push price upward. So let's mark there. That's another block that failed. It was supposed to push price upward, but it didn't push price upward. Rather, a fair value momentum move broke below it. Not even there, Lekon, 8970, those 2 weeks. Lower down, 8970 something. Exactly there. 89, those 2 weeks, exactly, those 2 weeks, exactly. So that's a possible flip zone. That's a possible flip zone, and it even coincides with a shoulder, the shoulder of October. There's a shoulder formed in October. October, yes, there. October 15th or so. Okay. 13th, yes, that's a shoulder. That's a sweep after the shoulder. 17th of October is a shoulder. That's a sweep. That's a break of structure to the downside. So when you put all those things together, anything, and then it's a round number, 0.900. So price looks like that's where it's targeting. Price looks like that's where it's targeting. So once price enters into that region, I'm ready to sell. Let's see what's happening on the lower time frame. Let's look at 4 hour. So those of you who are too busy, this screenshot, just take a screenshot of this and wait for price to get to that place and you get ready to trade. All right, zoom out a bit. There's not much to see. There's not much to see here. There's a fair value gap. Not much to see. Let's see 1 hour. Although, if you're seeing something, you can say, oh, but me, I'm not seeing anything. Okay.
There's nothing here, sir.
There's nothing. The train has left. It's just bullish, bullish, bullish. Bullish, bullish, bullish. So this kind of thing, where do you mark? You mark the flip zone, you mark the other block. There's a flip zone there, exactly. That's a flip zone there, and that's the other block. So you mark that place as a potential place for re-entries. There's another one further down too. You can mark that one too as a potential place for re-entries to the upside. To the upside. Then let's see on 15 minutes if you want to do an intraday scalp. So there is no higher time frame, is a buy. We've seen where it's going. On this one, see, just leave it. The train has left. Those gaps are wide, 50 pips. Look at this fair value gap. It's so wide. It's so wide. So what can I do? If price breaks structure to the downside, I'll use dollar index to check what's happening. Because USD CHF and dollar index, they move the same way. Lekon, please juxtapose dollar index on this. Just put dollar index, switch to dollar index chart. Let's see. Or just juxtapose it on TradingView. You can include, no, just include it.
Okay.
Okay, it's okay, it's fine, it's fine. Same thing on dollar index. See, I just told you that there's a lot of rebalancing that needs to be done across all the pairs. So if the train has left you, the train has left you. The train has left you, the train has left you. The only trades that I see that maybe AUD USD, NZD USD, they're trying to catch up. But if the train has left you, it has left you. So looking at this now, there is a shoulder. There are 2 clear shoulders around 6 p.m. yesterday. Those are the 2 shoulders. There has been a sweep, but the sweep has not broken the origin. That's the sweep, but the sweep has not broken structure. So if the sweep breaks structure to the downside, then I can target yesterday's high. Yesterday's high. Meaning if 104.70 gets taken out to the downside with momentum candles, I can target 104.20. risk to reward 1:2, 1:1.5. If it gets to 104.25 levels, it can come all the way to the origin of CPI. Origin of CPI. That other block right there, 104.100 level. And that's it. Anything after that, I'll rely on sentiment, I'll rely on time and price, and that is basically it. Over to you guys at the floor. I hope I've answered you. The market is 100% predictable half of the time and 100% unpredictable half of the time. Our job is when the market is 100% predictable, we trade. When we can't tell what's happening in the market, stay out. Stay out. So I've told you the scenario I'm looking for. There's a shoulder, there's a sweep. If there's a break of structure to the downside with a fair value gap, we'll take it from there. Sir Joseph, are you abroad? You've asked this question before. And this question only relates to people who are trading abroad, in the UK specifically. In the UK specifically. So if you're not abroad, forget about trading taxes. They've not even started taxing skit makers who are clearly making profits. Is it trader that you will make profit this week and next week you will give back plus the profit and the capital? Will you go back and collect the tax that you paid on that profit? Why am I saying this? Taxes are like every other thing, whether it's trading or not. So first, let's ask, are you abroad? If you are abroad, talk to a tax consultant. If you are in Nigeria, our tax regime has not gotten to that level of sophistication. Do your transactions in cryptocurrency and talk to a tax lawyer or a tax accountant. All right. So, Mr. Joseph, you have not given me enough color to say anything on trading taxes. But yes, tax is a big issue. That's why you notice someone like Dr. Willis. He used to live in the UK. He moved to Dubai. Why? Tax is a big issue in the UK. No, not are you Nigerian? Are you based in Nigeria? Are you based in Nigeria? I mean, your name is Joseph Adegbeye. You have similar surnames, Adegbeye. You are based in Nigeria. My brother, relax now. I started making withdrawal in hundreds of thousands. Relax. Let's withdraw first, then we'll discuss tax. All right, then. So there are no taxation issues on forex trading. It's still speculative activity, but of course, every year as you prepare your for your personal income tax, you can speak with your tax lawyer or tax accountant and take it from there. Thank you very much. Over to you, Leko. Cheers. God bless.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. All right, guys. Now we have everything all set. The table is set. Make sure you come to the table with your fork and knife. You get the point now. Make sure you come to the table with your fork and knife so that we can eat everything together. Does that make sense? All right. And don't forget our upcoming training, ATM cash flow, is coming up this next week, by God's grace, next week, and the price is 800,000 naira. Make sure you enroll for that if you want to trade synthetic. So synthetic doesn't have any fear of CPI, FOMC, call it any news you like. Doesn't have that. Just make sure you are you understand what you are doing and you get the best for it. All right. Then our other courses are still there: Sunshine Scalping, FS Bootcamp, Value Flow Model, and ATM plus Android, the one we had last week. And it was our students have been making a lot from that. So make sure you are part of this. And now I want you to do something for me as quick as possible. A link will be sent to this chat box now, and that is what I want you to do for me. Today is Ash Wednesday. And I also want to admit that today is also a Valentine's Day. And the only Valentine's gift you can give me is just move right now, the link in the chat box, go and create your account as fast as possible. There's no any Valentine without withdrawal. So let's make the money for today. Let's make it together. You get the point now. So that you too, you can paint everywhere red. So if you paint everywhere red, then we can is a happy Valentine. But if not, make sure you don't wear any red. Wear ash like my own, like this. You get the point now. So make sure you go and click on that link. is for you to open your Opta FS account. Open the account. When you open the account, fund it with at least $100. And when you fund it with $100, screenshot it. When you screenshot, send it to us on Telegram. You see the Telegram link there too. When you send it to us on Telegram, we confirm at the back end, and we are going to send you the link to our premium group where you can easily join us, and trade with us today. Let's trade today and get money. Let's turn this ash to red today. You get the point now. Trade with us. Let us turn the ash to red so that everywhere can be full of love. Get it now? So do that as fast as possible. Yes, that's it. No Valentine without withdrawal. That's it. So make sure you do the necessary thing you need to do. Yes, we want to turn it from ash to blue. Thank you, Victor. That's how it should be. Exactly. Don't turn it to red. Red is SL. Please, I beg you. Let's turn it from ash to blue. All right. So that will be the end of today's TDA. Make sure you click that link, create your account, and join us to trade live today. Today's TDA is brought to you and by VFT team and also our boss, Olufikeji Ejimi Adegbeye, and is powered by Opta FS, our preferred broker, where you have seamless deposit, withdrawal, customer service. You have everything right on board in an instant, as fast as possible. You get it done. You don't need to make, if you make deposit today and you want to withdraw, probably you want to turn your ash to blue, you want to withdraw, don't take you that long. As fast as possible, you get everything quick and you get it right. Thank you, shares, and God bless. Make sure you trade cautiously, and we are expecting you to join us and trade live with us. By 3 p.m., we'll be coming up again for the New York session TDA, and we expect to see you there. Let's make it a time, and that's where we call the trade call for the TDA for the New York session during the TDA. You get the point now. Make sure you join us by 3 p.m. again for the New York session TDA. Cheers and God bless. See you in the afternoon.